it's Becky Walsh. So any of you who've been watching my channel for a while will know that if I have a series of things that come up in my consultations with clients, like repeated patterns, and you're kind of going, hey, I talked about this with a client like last week or yesterday or the other day, and then actually the same kind of thing comes up with talking to a friend, or I overhear it in a coffee shop, then I have to make a film about it, because obviously it's kind of something that's, I don't know, I think we're collective beings. I think there's a collective consciousness, and suddenly things start to rise up and we will start talking about it. And of course, one of the things that have risen up is the Me Too movement, and this has been something that's been coming up in conversation. So. And one of the things that kind of bugs me a little bit is when people don't really understand the nature of trauma. And they'll go, oh, but that's really historic. That's something that happened to somebody in childhood. That was years ago. Why on earth would they be bringing it up now? It's such a long time ago. Why is it important? Well, because trauma has this way of something happens, we put it in a little box, we tidy it up, we put a nice bow on it, and we shove it to the bottom of our subconscious mind. And we try and repress it there and keep it there. Now, the problem is it doesn't want to live there because it wants to be healed. It wants something to come and transform it into something positive. It's like a dark, icky, leaky blackness that unless you transform it into light and healing and change, it's like it seeps through everything that you have going on in your life. And it shows up in the most unusual ways. It's a little sneaky bugger, I can tell you. So suddenly it will show up as forms of anxiety and panic attacks. And you think that anxiety has absolutely nothing to do with this weird thing that goes all the way back into the day, but it does. And then remarkably, the minute you actually kind of like pop that lid off, look at it and start to reconcile it and live with it in your life as part of something of you instead of denying it in you, all of those awful symptoms just literally disappear. They drop away, they kind of go. Because it's not just this thing that you buried, it's the old you that went with it, that went into the box at the same time. So in a sense, it's not like we can go, oh, well, especially childhood trauma, we think, well, whoever was the responsible adult for us at the time abandoned us. And if it was caused by a responsible adult, they betrayed us. But then by burying it, we kind of, in a sense, from that moment when we make that decision, we continue to abandon ourselves. It's like that little self inside of you ends up in that box, that old self. And whether or not that trauma happened when you were, in your 50s and it happened in your 40s and you put it in a box then because you were a mother or a dad and you had to get on because you had children to look after and a job to hold down and you didn't have the opportunity to be able to get help, to go and seek help, to go and speak to somebody about it. Because speaking to somebody about it, and I don't really care if you're going to go and see a psychotherapist or a CBT person or a life coach or who you go and see, because that person simply becomes a witness in a story. They become a witness. So like going back in the times when we used to go and sit with a priest and they'd go, oh, 5 Hail Marys and get off out of here. And we'd declare our sins. Well, they weren't sins. None of these things are sins. But when we actually talk about our shame or talk about our feelings or get this stuff out into the open to another human being, to your friend, to your grandmother, to your dog, not the dog, this person becomes a witness. And that witness just simply needs to hold the space for you to be able to spill out all of that black. And they go, oh, yeah, all that shame, all of that stuff, all of that thing. It's all right, that's okay. It's okay, because I love you anyway. Oh, yeah, I love you. Yeah, you're lovable. Yeah, there's all of this. And somehow when we realise that all of that stuff that we've buried down, that we can be accepted by somebody else, then we accept it for ourselves. And just the simple acceptance of another human being allows us to bring back that fractured part of ourselves, that inner child, that person that you were in your 40s when you dropped yourself off and you kicked yourself out and you said, I can't deal with you right now. I can't deal with the me that is traumatized. I can't deal with you right now because I've just got to get on with my life and I've got to get other stuff done, so I can't deal with this. Then we can actually bring that person back in and we become whole again, and then we don't have all of these side effects of emotions that blare up out of nowhere where we go, what is wrong with me? Oh, I obviously need medication. Bit of a heartfelt one. Mm-hmm. Yes, I know I can be funny sometimes, and sometimes I can get downright serious. And one of the other things of bringing this up I am doing a bug off for Christmas. It's buy one, get one free. So if you want a consultation with me, I can't believe I'm doing sales pitch after that, but anyway, I kind of have to. Buy one, get one free, and so that's from November 18 to the end of February 19. God, we're there already. You'll be able to get, like, buy one for me and give one away to a friend. That's the idea. So buy one for yourself, give one away for a friend, so that if you've got friends that are going through stuff like this and you think, you know, you need to go and talk to somebody, you can say, hey, look, you know, I bought this one. You can give two away, two different friends. Or keep both yourself, I don't really care. But there's your Christmas gift from me for you. I know it's early. Well, okay, it's your Halloween gift. Oh no, that's scary. Okay, right, catch you later.